of the biggest misconceptions in college football 25 is that when you take your zone drops off default and set them to a specific yardage, as I've done here, that you are no longer able to play match coverage and that you are limited to zone drop coverage. You see, 9 out of 10 players use zone drops completely wrong, and it is killing your defense. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the absolute best way to use your zone drops so that you can use match coverage and zone drop coverage at the same time, and better yet, seamlessly switch between the two whenever you want. In order to stop good players, you have to use both match and zone coverage. If you only stick to one, you're not going to get stops. So the key to match coverage is actually the flats. You'll see with cover 4 match defenses, you'll have quarter flats, and in some sort of cover 3 match, you're going to have seam flats. If you get rid of these flat zones, say you shade your coverage underneath or over the top even, and you get any sort of hard flat, curl flat, or cloud flat, you're going to see that you have canceled your match coverage, because when you get rid of these flat zones, it just turns into zone drop. So it makes sense that when you zone drop your flat zones to a specific yardage depth, you're essentially also canceling match coverage. However, there is a way around this so that you can actually have your zone drops on, but still play match when you want. So how exactly can we do this? Well, there's 2 different ways that I'm going to explain. The first way is simply by resetting your play. So let's say for this example, I've set my flats to 25 and I've set my curl flats to 5. Now I want to come out and cover 4 quarters, which is a matching defense, right? This is a cover 4 match. But because my zone drops are on, if they just go ahead and hike the ball and I don't do anything, this is actually just going to turn into basically cover 4 zone drop. But the first way that you can actually turn your match coverage rules back on is simply by resetting your play. So let's say that they come out in 4 verticals or something where you want your match on. If you just reset your play by hitting the audible button, in this case for me that is square, and once you do that, you'll see that the reset play menu pops up on the left. You'll see we have audibles, and then reset play for me is L2. If you hit L2, you'll notice that these quarter flat zones will play much different. They're not going to just zone drop, they're actually matching and carrying those streaks to the safeties, which allows for much better defense, and we're able to break that up. So that is the easiest way to reset your zone drops to match coverage. And there's yet another trick that you can use with your zone drops that I'm going to break down now. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a like on the video. Now, let's say that it is 3rd and long. Maybe you have your zone drop set to 5 and 10 yards. They're set too short. What if you don't necessarily want to get into match coverage, but you just want your zones to play the sticks, to play the first down marker, because your zone drops are set too shallow for the situation? Well, in this case, the play the sticks icon or feature is very crucial, and it's something that a lot of people don't know how to do. If you want your zones to play the first down marker, simply hit the coverage adjustment button or coverage audible button, which is going to be triangle or Y, and then you'll see the menu pops up with our adjustments. We can shade our coverage, press our coverage, bring up quick adjustments, etc. But you'll see for me, sticks is L1. So I'm simply going to hit the button or icon for sticks, and what this is going to do is it's going to tell my zones to play the first down marker. So say it's like 3rd and 10, 3rd and 20, whatever it is, they're actually going to play that. And that way, if they run, routes into that area of the field, we're going to have guys waiting for them at the first down marker to have good coverage. Now, this tip is really effective against lots of formations and even route combos. Say, for instance, your opponent is hitting you with a lot of corner routes. Match coverage can do a really good job against that. So once again, if I have my zone drops on, I come out and cover 4 quarters. If I want to defend these corner routes better, I can just simply reset my play by hitting the audible button and L2, and I'm back in match. And you will notice that now I have these corner routes completely locked up, and they're essentially bracketed. You're not going to be able to throw that. Now keep in mind, there are some weaknesses here of match. Like, you're not always going to play match. And one of the weaknesses would be actually bench combo like this if they're going to commit to throw to the outs, because you're going to see that those outs will be open. So in a situation like this, it might actually be better for you to stick with your zone drop coverage because remember, we have our curl flats set to 5. If you want to get better at college football 25 and win more games, check out my college football VIP membership on sportsgamerz.com. Put the link to order in the comments and the description. You will get access to all the content I release for college football all year long, including the best offense in the game, the best defense in the game, my secret A-gap blitzes, my rollout glitch, my run defense, and my pass defense, and much more. Let's dominate together, boys. So we can use our curl flats to guard the flats, and then if we really need to, we can put an outside corner and a 25-yard flat to defend the corner out and put a safety over the top. So this is essentially going to allow us to play a double Mabel with zone drop on. So keep in mind, if you just simply stick with your zone drops, you don't reset your play, you will have them on. So if you run into a situation like this to where they're abusing the flat and the sideline, you're going to be better off using an adjustment like this. You'll see that because we did not reset our play, our curl flats played at 5 yards, and then our flat zones played at 25. This essentially allowed us to take away both the flat and the corner out on both sides of the field, locking up every route they wanted to hit. Now, let's go a bit deeper. One of the biggest things a lot of players don't understand is you can kind of go back and forth multiple times. So let's say, for instance, we reset our defensive play, and we now have match back on. And we initially liked the match coverage for what the offense was in. However, let's say that they audible to a different formation, maybe they audible to a different formation that has a match beater, or maybe they use some sort of motion that we don't like being in match anymore. Whatever the reason is, we can turn our match back off, go back to zone drop, even after we reset our play and turned it back on. Now, this is getting pretty in-depth here, but the way you do this, so say you come out, you reset your play, match is on. Well, if you actually have the play you came out in your audibles, all you have to do after you reset your play is then audible into the play you came out in, and it's going to turn match back off again. So in this instance, because I came out and covered 4 quarters, you can see I have it in my audibles. So if I simply audible to it, it's going to then turn match back off and turn zone drops back on. And what you're going to notice is these quarter flats, they're going to play at 5 yards. The deep zones will not match, and we're going to be good to go. As you guys can see here, bam. You know, it wasn't necessarily the best time to use that, but we were able to turn match off. So again, let's go ahead and reset our play. Match is on, but then we audible into cover 4 quarters, the play we came out in after resetting the play. This will turn match back off and essentially put us back into zone drop. So again, you'll see that these quarter flats, they're going to play at 5. The deep zones are going to just play their area, and match is back off. So this will allow you to be very versatile in your defense. You can turn match on, turn it back off, go back and forth, use zone drops, and this is really going to improve your defense. This is going to take it to the next level because now you can mix and match all the different tricks you have at your disposal.